Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with swatches for you from the brand Color Infinity. So today I do have their February birthday nail polish. So this will be available for $5.50 if you want to purchase it. But if you have a birthday in the month of February, you can receive this for free. I will leave that information in the description box if you're interested in that. And then otherwise I have their 7 Deadly Sins collection, which consists of 7 polishes. So I do have 8 polishes to share with you today. I did want to note that Color Infinity has a new full-size bottle. They are cycling out the 8.5 ml bottles, and they are permanently going to the 7 ml bottles. These will be available again for $5.50 each. Otherwise, if you buy the entire collection, they do come out to about $5 a piece. I will get into details of the actual bottle itself as well as the brushes in the video, so I will stop talking about that. So the 7 Deadly Sins collection will only be available February 23rd to March 5th. The way Color Infinity works is they kind of go on a pre-order status for that time, and then after that time is up, they all start to ship out. So if you're interested in any of these, there's only a short window that you can purchase them, and I would highly recommend purchasing them because otherwise once they're gone, they're gone. In the description box below, I will link the Color Infinity site as well as their Instagram page, and I will also link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of this collection. And let's go ahead and get started on these 8. Real quick, I did want to talk about their new bottles. These are 12 milliliter bottles, and these will be permanent to their collection. They are cycling out the mini bottles, so these will be the new size that you receive. These will be $5.50 individually, and then if you buy the entire collection, they will only be $5. And I did want to go ahead and show you what it looked like next to their 8.5 milliliter bottles. These are definitely much bigger in both dimensions, so you're also losing this part down here that doesn't actually hold any polish, and you're getting an actual full bottle. So those are the comparisons, and this is the new bottle. I also wanted to really quickly show you the new brush. So here is their new brushes. It is the nice wide flat paddle brush that everybody loves for getting nice and close to your cuticles without having to make too many brush strokes or making a mess or flooding or anything like that. So today we will start off with the February Nail Party Polish, and this is in the shade Vanna Gloria, and this is described as a dark and shifty holographic multi-chrome polish. So the main shade in here is purple. It does shift to a teal, to a gold, to a copper, and in extreme angles a green. So here is our first coat of Vanna Gloria. And this actually covers really well here on this first coat. Depending on your application, if you go a little bit thicker, and definitely over a couple uses over time, this will be a 1-coater. But today I am going to go in and show you 2 coats. Of course, this is a multi-chrome, so at this one angle you are only going to see purple, but at other angles you will definitely see the different color shifts in this. So here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats. And same goes for that holographic. You know, in this lighting it's not going to appear to be much, but in sunlight it's going to be beautiful. This dries down a little bit dull, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, but it doesn't dry textured or anything like that, so there is 2 coats. Moving on to the 7 Deadly Sins collection, we are starting with Ira, and this is described as a dark black cherry cream, and this is supposed to represent wrath. Here's our first coat of Ira. Now this is a little bit patchy here on this first coat. I was definitely hoping for this to be a 1-coater like the creams from the February release was, but this one does cover really, really beautiful in just 2 coats. It is a little bit on the thinner side as far as formulas go, so you do have to worry about it running and pulling and things like that, but it does build up on itself nicely, and it will build up on a base coat nicely. It's just when I do these swatches, I don't wear base coat, so if that's a thing that you do as well, you'll have to worry about that. If you don't, then ignore me. This does cover completely in 2 coats, and it does dry relatively glossy, and I didn't have any staining here. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Gula, and this is supposed to represent gluttony, and this is described as a dark mustard ultra holographic linear hollow. It looks more yellow in the camera, but I do see more of a pea green in this than a mustard yellow. Here is our first coat of Gula. and this does cover really well here on this first coat. I am going to go in for a second coat because I can still make out my nail line. This one also will dry much more holographic than you see when you first put it on. Once it's dry, it'll appear more hollow. So here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats. I did want to note that I had no staining on my nails with this one, but upon removal, I did have just a little bit of skin staining. So I have heard that you can put Vaseline around your nails to avoid that. I didn't try that, but you know. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Invidia, and this is described as a green to colorless pale / green thermal polish with silver and gold holographic glitter, and this is supposed to represent envy. Here is our first coat of Invidia, and this is decently sheer here on this first coat, so it is going to have to be built up with a few coats. To cover completely in the cold state like this, it only takes 2 coats, but if you do want it to cover completely in the warm state, you're going to have to do 3 coats. So today I am going to go ahead and show you 3 coats. This does have a fantastic formula. It doesn't want to run or pull. It's not too thick or too thin or anything like that. It does dry down fully matte though, so if you don't like that finish, you will want a nice glossy top coat. And the holographic in here, I believe, is a super micro glitter, so it does dry just slightly textured, but it wasn't difficult to remove. So here's our third coat, and this does cover completely in 3 coats for both transitions. I completely brain farted. I'm so sorry. There's 3 coats. And here is the transition in the cold state and the warm state, and a little of both. Next up we have Superbia, and this is described as a dark purple with pink and red shimmer and a dusting of micro holographic glitter, and this is supposed to represent pride. And a side note, I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing all of these names right. Here's our first coat of Superbia, or Superbia. Again, this has a great formula. It doesn't want to run or pull or stain or anything like that. This is very easy to use. It is a little bit sheer here on this first coat, so I am going to go ahead and build it up with a second coat. So here is our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats, and that shimmer stands out really nicely. If you wanted to add just a little bit more depth, this one would also benefit from a third coat. This one dries dull, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, and it dries to that same super duper micro finish where it will be a little texture but not hard to remove. Up next we have Acedia, and this is described as a light peachy nude cream, and this is supposed to represent sloth. Here's our first coat of Acedia, and this is what I was wanting out of Ira, like a nice, beautiful, even consistency in a cream. Like, this is stunning. It has a great, easy to work with formula, very beginner friendly, almost a 1-coater. I believe over time it will be a 1-coater. This one also stamps really beautifully. So here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. It also dries very fast and very glossy. And I didn't have any staining with this one either. I've never stained from a nude, no, I take that back, glitter days. I did stain from a nude glitter days before, but anyway, this one didn't stain me. Very beautiful polish. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Avaritia, and this is described as a black hollow jelly with larger green to hollow glitter and UCC flaky glitter, and this is supposed to represent greed. Here is our first coat of Avaritia, and this is a little bit sheer and streaky here on this first coat, but you do get a ton of glitter out, so this is going to have to be built up with a second coat. If you go in a little bit thicker, it doesn't look nearly as bad as I'm making it look on my pinky nail. This has a nice formula. It doesn't want to run or pull. It does feel just a little bit chunky because of everything that's in it, but that's totally normal for these kind of glitter polishes. So here's 2 coats, and this does cover completely in 2 coats. This one also dries down dull, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, and you will also want that top coat to smooth everything over because it dries a little bit textured. This is also going to be on the harder side to remove as far as things sticking to your nail goes as well. So there is 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Luxuria, and this is described as a white curly base with lots of blue and pink UCC flakies and pink and blue hollow glitter, and this is to represent lust. And here is our first coat of Luxuria, and this is pretty sheer here on this first coat, but it does have a fantastic formula. For these polishes you do want them to be a little bit on the sheerer side, that way you can see through each layer to the last, to the one before, to see all of the flakies, and it does look very three-dimensional on the nail. So here's 2 coats, and this does build up nicely in 2 coats, and depending on your preferences you could probably wear this in just 2 coats, but I do want that stark white base, so I am going to go in for a 3rd coat and to add just a little bit more flakies. This one does dry down dull as well, so you will want a nice glossy top coat here too. And as far as removal goes, it's going to dry slightly textured, and it is going to be slightly difficult to remove, but it shouldn't be too bad as if this were a micro glitter or anything like that. It doesn't remove like a pixie dust per se. So there's 3 coats. I have 2 standouts here. The first one being Acedia, the pink cream. This has such a good formula for being such a light pastel-y pink cream color, and I really can appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So this one is one of my favorites, and then the other favorite of mine is Luxuria. You know I'm all about them flakies. You know I love this with a matte top coat. These are just beautiful. Like I really enjoy both of these. So those are my favorites. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. And if you have a birthday in February, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.